Hello and welcome to today's reading. I'm sorry it's been a bit of a while. I've had so much going on. I've got all up and running with my energy healing business in my new studio, which I'm very happy about. I'm sorry it did mean that the tarot readings took a little bit of a back burner, but I'm back. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. I'm Jenny and I'm an intuitive healer, channeler of messages and wellbeing guide. So I'll just let you know how my messages come through and then we'll dive straight in. So they come through as a series of words, phrases, sometimes little scenarios played out in my head. And what I do then is I back it up using tarot and oracle cards to clarify the message or add in extra information. You'll see as we're going through as well that I quite often get little sort of intuitive downloads as I'm talking. So if you see me sort of go, that's what this means, you'll know why. Okay, so the first message that had come through today came through as an image actually, and it was that of an inkwell. And I knew straight away that somebody is committing to something. You're making your mark. It might not necessarily mean a physical mark, writing something down, but it could be. It could be that you're starting something creative, maybe doing some writing, doing some artwork, but it's just anything that you're making a commitment to. And by making that mark, it's like putting it down physically in place. You're putting something in place to make a start on something, really making your mark. But when I've drawn the cards for this, I drew 2 tarot cards. I got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the 6 of Pentacles in reverse as well. Now, when the Knight of Pentacles is upright, he's all about being diligent, hard-working, just really getting on with a task. So I do feel for him to have come out in reverse, you might be procrastinating a little bit. Okay, and to come out alongside the 6 of Pentacles as well. Now, when this one's upright, it symbolises generosity, but I always sort of get the feeling of conditionality with this one. So I will give to you as long as you fulfill this. So for him to come out in reverse as well, sorry, I've only said him because it's a him in the image. This, it's neither male nor female. So for him to have come out in reverse as well, just says to me that something feels as if it's unfair. And I get that this procrastination may be around life just feeling a little bit unfair, and it's prevented you from making your mark so far. That's what it feels like. So you might have been dealt some curveballs that have taken you off your path, made it so that you can't pursue this path right now, or haven't been able to up until this point. Also that you might not have been given the opportunities that perhaps others have in life. But what's coming through there is sometimes we also allow excuses to come through. So a lot of the time it is easier, and this is just a habit of the brain. The brain creates these short circuits all the time. And if we've created a habit where, it's easier to go and do this other thing, or it's easier to have a little bit of a look on social media, it could actually be that the reason that nothing's happening so fast, the reason that you're not working, is because you're making excuses for what it is that you want to do. Okay. Now, I've got a new deck recently. Sorry, I've left the box for it over the other side of the room. But it's an animal spirit deck and I absolutely love it. It's such simple messages. And I don't always get the message that's written on it from the image, but with this one I do. So it's Turtle Spirit that came through with this one, and it says slow and steady wins the race. Now, and I just mentioned before about our brain wiring itself to find easy things to do or to follow certain habits because that's what you've always done, and it's easier to follow those things than to make a conscious effort and do something differently. But by making small conscious decisions to change the way that you do things, you're going to rewire your brain to make it easier to make that decision in future. Okay, and the best way to do that is to be slow and steady. If you try and make big grand changes to the way that you do things, you're sometimes setting yourself up for failure because it's hard to get through something by willpower alone. But if you start to make just one change, so this could be, and I'm just going to use the example of writing because that's what came through with the inkwell image. If you commit to maybe just spending even just 15 minutes a day putting pen to paper, putting paint to canvas, putting content to YouTube, I don't know whatever it is, slow and steady, but make it a diligent commitment. You know, come back to the Knight of Pentacles, putting one foot in front of the other and moving forwards. Okay, so slow and steady, no need to rush. Okay, so the next message that came through was it just said, never so generous. And it brings me back to that same card actually, that maybe you've not been dealt a generous hand in life and you've had to work hard to get to where you are right now, or still having to work hard for things, and it feels like. But I wanted to explore as well what might be causing this procrastination. And when I asked that question, I got the Hermit and the Five of Swords. So the Hermit is sort of going into isolation, spending time on your own, listening to your own thoughts and feelings and really getting a feel for them. Now, alongside the Five of Swords, I sometimes see this as sort of like hollow victory type of energy. You know, this guy's fought off the other people and he's taken their swords with him, you know, but he's on his own. Those two people at least have each other. But I'm not reading it that way this time. I'm reading it as that this is an inner battle, actually. And it's kind of like identifying your fears, but it's also bringing to mind self-sabotage. So self-sabotage is something that happens subconsciously. We don't always know that we're doing it until afterwards, when we think, oh God, I really should have done that, but I chose to do this instead. You know, and don't beat yourself up about that. We all do it. Okay, so I'm getting the feeling that whatever you're wanting to do, and this procrastination, put your teeth in, Jenny, is just around some internal fears that you have. And I'm also getting the feeling of rejection. You know, these people sort of being rejected from whatever's been going on. So it could be that there are fears there that are sort of causing this procrastination. You're actually scared to put that work out for fear of judgment, perhaps. Just a fear of failure, that something's not going to work out the way that you want it to. And my advice for that one is always just to do the work for yourself. Do whatever it is that you wanted to do for yourself. Don't think about other people. Do what feels genuinely right for you, and then share it. And it doesn't matter if other people don't like it. There's always going to be someone who does. But when it's come from the heart, you'll connect with the people it's meant to connect with, if that makes sense. Okay, and the animal spirit card I drew for this one is Spider Spirit, and it says, make your dreams real. So I think by really doing that deep dive, doing the inner work, finding out what it is that is holding you back, what is causing this procrastination, is going to be the key to unlocking your dream space and really working out what it is that you want and how you're going to get there. What also comes to mind when I see the image of a spider and the web around is connectivity. So I just said then, didn't I? You know, put that out and it will connect with someone. Don't be afraid to show yourself, to share your talents, to share your story. And know that also there are things going on behind the scenes to help this come into place as well. Okay. Yeah, I like the spider card. It has so much symbolism for me. Okay. As well, each web that is built is unique and beautiful. So I get that whatever talent you have that you want to express yourself in with this image of the inkwell is a talent, is unique to you. It's something unique that you're wanting to share. Okay. Right. The next channeled message that came through was so cryptic. And this is when I really have to sort of talk it through for the insight to sort of go, So this one said, eyes over there, then they'll see you. I have no idea what that means. Well, I didn't until I drew the cards. Now, normally I just pull 2 tarot cards for each of the channeled messages, but with this particular one, 3 flipped out. So we have the Sun, we had and this is the order that came out, the Sun, the Magician in reverse, and the Star card. And I instantly thought of manifestation, which brings us nicely back to that web of things happening behind the scenes. Now, the Sun is your dreams come true. This is living a happy, fulfilled life, basking in the glory of the sunshine, just enjoying life to its fullest. Now, for the Magician to come out in reverse, this is what brought to mind the manifestation, because for this to happen, sometimes you have to, let me just explain. If the Magician's upright, my sort of key message when I get the Magician is that you are in control of creating your own reality. But for him to come up in reverse alongside these 2 cards, what I'm getting is that you actually need to take a little bit of a step back, realise what it is that your dreams are, put that out there, write it down. So maybe this is what the inkwell's all about, is just writing down what your dreams are, and then taking a back seat action-wise and letting the universe do its thing and bring that thing to you. Okay, and while you are waiting for whatever it is that you're wanting to manifest, you live in this. You live in whatever brings you joy. Okay, so you stop dwelling on, where's it gone? Whatever's been unfair in the past. Forget about the fears, the rejection, that sort of thing. Okay, and you start doing something just for the fun of it, to enjoy it. Now, that might actually be what this inkwell image was about. Like I said in the beginning, it might be about the creativity, it might be about writing. Something that maybe used to bring you joy in the past that you don't do as much anymore, or don't do at all anymore. Something that you've not done for years, perhaps, but always used to bring you joy. So come back to it, and if nothing springs to mind, just sit there and think, what do I actually want to do today? What do I enjoy? It could be something as simple as putting your favourite song on and singing aloud to it and just really belting it out. Looking at the flowers in your garden, that's what's coming to mind with this one. A bit hard this time of year for us in the northern hemisphere, not too many flowers about. I'll just be looking at the beauty of the cold scenery around you. Here in Yorkshire today, it is very dreary. It's drizzling. And if you know, it's not nice, isn't drizzle? But anyhow, there is a beauty to it. Okay, so yeah, live in this joy. Try not to force any action and let things come to you. And I couldn't believe it when I drew the animal spirit card for this one, because I've got the flamingo and the message there says, embrace the in-between. You can't make this up. It's so beautiful. Okay, so it's all about, rather than in any in-between state that you're in, worrying about what's coming next, or overthinking anything, just really enjoy that time that comes in between each thing that you're doing, and just live in that joy. Okay, now the next channel message that came through, another really random one. It said, and you know that Photoshop's just around the corner. Things aren't always what they seem. Okay, so I got the feeling with this one that there is manipulation, perhaps. Photoshop's all about manipulating images to appear more pleasing to the eye. And the cards that I drew for this one were the Devil and the Eight of Pentacles. Now this is bringing me back to what I was saying about the Magician in reverse. Now the Devil, to me, always, the first thing that comes to mind is temptation. Okay, now the temptation with this one is to be chiseling away at something repetitively, but not being able to see other things that are on offer, if that makes sense. So it's, and doing things the way that you've always done them. Yeah, you see what I mean? These drop in as I'm doing it. So when I said towards the beginning, about habits and the way your brain works as these neural pathways that, take you down the same paths every time. And it takes a lot of effort to overcome those, to overcome those limiting beliefs that we have, to overcome those patterns that we have. And I think this is where, doing the same thing that you've always done is not going to get you the results that you're wanting. I think it was Einstein that said the sign of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So there's your takeaway for today. So that's why I think it was really important, right at the beginning when I said about taking it slow and steady and just making that change and doing a little bit a day. And once you get into the swing of it, whatever it is that you're wanting to create, you'll naturally be drawn to doing it more. So the more that you do it, the more of a habit it'll become, and the more you enjoy it, the more you'll want to do it. Yeah, so just follow your enjoyment, but slow and steady. No need to rush, no need to push. Just let the universe do its thing. It's a very, very much a collaboration though, isn't it? You're doing what you need to do and the universe is doing what it needs to do. Okay. Alongside the Photoshop message as well, I also got a song, the line from a song in my head, and it's from A Nightmare Before Christmas, and I can't remember which song it is exactly. It might be the one where Jack Skellington's been shot out of the sky. And there's a line that says, just because you cannot see it doesn't mean you can't believe it. So I think that's really nice as well, just trusting things, trusting that things are going to be okay, seeing the good in life, not dwelling on things that have happened in the past, not dwelling on things that might seem unfair. And the last animal spirit card that I've pulled for this reading today is the Nightingale spirit, and it says love is all around. But to me, when I see the nightingale or any sort of songbird, I instantly think of joy. Birdsong is just one of the most joyous things that we can encounter, isn't it? To sit and listen to the birds singing on a spring morning, well, certainly brings me joy anyway. But the bird is doing it without a care in the world. It's just enjoying singing for the sake of singing. And I think that's what we need to be doing right now. Do whatever it is that you want to do and really dip into committing to it. Dip into that inkwell and make your mark on that paper. I'm really excited to learn about what you've got going on at the moment, what's bringing you joy, what creative endeavour you are dipping yourself into at the moment. So please do comment below if any of this has resonated with you. And as always, like and subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you get notified when I post new content. I promise I'll be doing it a bit more frequently from now on. Thank you so much for joining me in this space today, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.